Okay, mother truckers. It's a fairly recent saved game. I've been having a lot of fun playing this. Let's just get my mouse cursor on board. Otherwise I won't be able to control anything. Here we go. Right, good. Good. It's because I've been getting the stream ready. So yeah, I started this on the stream a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying to make my way around the map a little bit, open it up. So I'll take this job. Just centering the screen for my own kind of purposes, and it looks like I've got to kind of do a U-turn first. Oh no, not a U-turn. Just a left turn, and then a U-turn. Look at that dude outside the supermarket. Is he a security guard, or is he waiting to kind of rob old ladies? Oh shit, I can't believe I did that. Especially with this kind of size truck. There's nothing to this truck. Right, let's just back up a bit. Yeah, what a mess. So, yeah, I have got a little bit back into this game as I've got a VR headset. And I'll be honest, the VR headset has opened up a kind of world of gameplay. I mean, not only am I probably moving my head round a bit too fast for you guys, that is going to happen when I'm maneuvering like this. Come on. But yeah, whole new world of gameplay. Been playing VR, X-Plane, which I love, and you know, I have a yoke with that and some pedals, and I had the yoke and pedals before the VR, but the combination of the two really was very good. Very enjoyable. So I actually decided to just try American Truck Simulator in a VR mode. I first tried it with just a Xbox controller, and I thought, actually, this works really nice. You know, I can sit in the cab and move my head around, and you know, it's got that kind of nice, relaxing, trucking feel to it. I enjoyed the analog controls. I used to play it with a keyboard. Anyway, the idea of the yoke, using the yoke in the X-Plane, just motivated me to think, well, sorry, someone interrupted me there. Oh, screw it. Whatever. That's what happens when you get interrupted. Now, where was I? Yeah, I just turned the mic off when someone come in the room started talking to me. The idea of using the yoke and having the analog controls just motivated me to buy a wheel for this, and actually try some racing games as well, car racing, and see if I could kind of get into the motorsport side of things. I never bother playing those games because I don't really enjoy playing them on a controller. But for sure, I think I could enjoy playing them in VR and on a wheel with some proper foot pedals. So at the moment, yeah, I'm using a Logitech G920, the one that is combined for PC and Xbox use. I actually wanted the 29, the one that is PC and PlayStation 4 use, because I don't have an Xbox. I do have a PlayStation 4, even though I think I will probably also have an Xbox in the future. I have an Xbox 360 from the past. I'm not a Sony fanboy or a Microsoft fanboy, or whoever really. I just buy the console that I like at the time. But yeah, having a PS4 now, and also, I'll be honest, seeing the what's the game? The Sony driving game that's on every PlayStation since the PlayStation 1. I can't remember the name of it now, but seeing that on the next gen PlayStation kind of made me thought, yeah, I might get that, and I think I'd prefer to have PlayStation model. But so why did I end up with this Xbox One? Well, truth be told, times of COVID-19, the prices of all these things have gone up. People are selling them on eBay, getting them at retail price and jacking the prices up. I could only find the 920 online at Logitech's own website, $100 off. The PlayStation 4 one was out of stock. I watched the website for a few weeks, and you know, the Xbox ones kept coming and going, and in the end I just thought, oh, I'll just get the 920 Xbox PC, because you know, really I can't use the VR on the consoles anyway, and it's just in case I want to use it on a PS4. But yeah, you can see I'm not doing the old let's see if I can reach over the keys now, the old steer like that type crap that goes on with a keyboard. I am very smoothly just arcing around corners, and it feels good. It's quite nice when you get it on the highway, sorry, the interstates, the motorways in the UK, Europe as they call them over there, and you know, you get it on cruise control, take your foot off the gas, and you just steer. It's actually a very relaxing experience. I've always liked just driving anyway. Of course, I have a pickup truck in real life. Yeah, the pickup truck's kind of a bit boring. I don't necessarily just go around driving a pickup truck for shits and giggles. Sometimes I do go for a drive in the country, but you know, I can see myself driving a big rig, working my way through a few American Truck Simulator, different models of truck, having fun with this new save game that I've got. I'll not be playing it all the time, but I think I will enjoy it. I don't want to play it over the time, otherwise I'll stop enjoying it and I'll overdo it. But yeah, the VR and this wheel has really opened me up. I think, sure, between the two of them I've spent $700, but money well worth it, in my opinion. And you know, when I bought the wheel, I was unsure really. I kept thinking, yes, I'll do it. No, I won't. Yes, I'll do it. Anyway, I eventually just thought, well, screw it. If these things are selling on eBay, I'm just going to buy this, buy it, try it, and if I don't like it, or after a few months I stop using it, I can just sell the damn thing on eBay. So, you know, that was kind of mentality as well. We'll see. Is it a novelty? The novelty worn off? I don't know. I've had the VR headset for a few months now. I've really stopped using it mostly for the apps that are on it. To me, this is more interesting for my kind of simulation games hooked up to the PC. I do use the apps on it still from time to time, but I don't know. not really what I would call my main gaming platform. Still a lot of fun though. It's amazing how more casual this experience is with the wheel though. You know, you can just drive along and just like in real life, you're kind of half paying attention to steering because it's more of a natural thing. Whereas when you're using keys or even an analog controller, you tend to be focusing on more on turning the actual wheels of the truck to, you know, just the right amount. You just don't get that feel. Which is kind of great because really at the moment I just feel as if I'm driving along chatting to anyone, talking to the person kind of who'd be sat over there. You know, you will see sometimes a switch. I think this chair has arms on it. Arms on it, just like the chair that I'm sat on in real life, so it's really cool to be able to lean across and just change position. Okay, just turn the mic off then. For a little bit of disturbance and excitement in the household, my little boxer dog, Ginger, quite nastily trapped one of her, I guess, toenails, paw nails, I guess you should call them. We don't know how she did it. She came in it with it half hanging off 2-3 nights ago. Blood everywhere. Anyway, my wife was like, "Got to take her emergency vet," and I'm like, "Well, it's really just like when you've ripped a nail off. We just need to look after her, and I think we can wait till the morning. Just clean it, bandage it, and see what it looks like in the morning." So we did that, and very quickly she kind of turned to her old self, almost as if she wasn't bothered by it. Anyway, the next morning we had a look, and it had mostly clotted up, and you know, kind of half the nail, really most of the nail, should I say, was hanging off. And we just decided, actually, she's going to irritate this a little bit with if she goes out digging, which she does. It's going to cause the bleed again, but we can handle that. And ultimately, she was going to run round, and the nail was just going to drop off at some point. Anyway, the calamity in the background, the shouting that was going on was, you know, some kind of celebration that the dog's nail had just dropped off, which kind of leaves it with a nice clean bit of pink under the nail. I mean, a new nail will just grow on top of it now, so yeah, we feel pretty good about that. It's going to be good. I won't say she's cured, but yeah, she's a happy dog again. Happy in full. Although, that dog has been crazy today. We took her out for a walk early. She was just going nuts and bounding around, and ooh, look at that. Road in front is very shiny out the front window, but not at all out the side window. That's just the rendering of the direction that the sunlight's coming through the glass. The glass on the side's facing a different angle. Kinda does feel like I'm driving a truck though, because I can lean over and do that shit. I can look out the window if I want. You see my VR Guardian. I really should just make that bigger. There's no chance of me escaping that Guardian while I'm sat in a chair. I think they assume you sitting down punching with the controllers or something. So yeah, this is really my first trip of this new save game into California. I specifically chose Elko just to open up the northwest of the map a little bit. You can choose the big cities, you can't when you start a new save game you can choose any of the big cities to start in, and it seems that when you own a truck, when you don't own a truck, which I still don't, some of the big cities you can kind of teleport to and do jobs from there, which is kind of cool. But let's just stop. Foot on the brake. But yeah, all the little cities you have to open up, and I like kind of opening up the map a little bit because then it just gives me a bit more freedom which jobs to take, where to build up the distance of jobs that I can do, and kind of just have a bit of fun that way. And I think for me, as I do that, I end up taking some jobs on. And making money, and eventually I'll buy my own truck. I just turned the little hood off. I don't really need it for these one-off jobs when I don't own a truck, because, well, you start these jobs totally not tired and with a truck with enough fuel in it, and I guess I could monitor those through the regular hood anyway, but I'm quite happy using the GPS that's on the dashboard for now. Sometimes it makes sense to bring another GPS up. I really must check my graphics settings on this. I'm not sure if I played it since I got a new graphics card about 6 months ago, and one thing about Truck Simulator that has never impressed me is the fidelity in its graphics. I've always thought it could look much better, especially on higher end rigs. I know there's mods that make it look better. I'm always kind of a bit of a mod-free person in some ways, though. I just can't be bothered installing them, reinstalling them when, there's upgrades and incompatibilities with new main game upgrades. I do love how I can just look out the window and nosy at shit on the side of the road. This is what, the 299? No, that's junction 299. Nope, just undercut this guy. Get out of the way. I will tell him I'm undercutting him at least. So, yeah, let's bring that map up actually, and it's, what, F5? Reading, okay. Sometimes I tell these stories about how I drove through and down this road in real life, and the truth is I've never been to Reading. Eureka. I have probably driven roughly by them at some point. When I moved from Vancouver in Canada to the Bay Area, I came kind of down the coastal interstate road all the way down. But that's actually the only time I really bothered with Northern California. The real up north Northern California. Obviously the Bay Area I lived in is Northern California. And I also used to visit kind of the vineyards and things like that, but That's about as far north as I've ever bothered being a tourist. Yeah, much nicer to be able to look around. I do love the VR. I do love those little obstacles by the side of the road, those coppers. It just presents that little challenge of pulling out or slamming on the brakes if there's a car, oncoming vehicle or something like that. It's kind of fun. And it crops up in, I guess, some unusual and unexpected places. I've seen it on the interstate, things like that, so always a different bit of fun. Look at the big rig. Oh, do you think I should be slowing down a bit around these corners? It appears to be working fine. Yeah, I'm wondering if this kind of VR flying and VR trucking is kind of my new form of meditation. It's a very passive form of gameplay. Obviously, open world, you make your own objectives up. Well, you follow the objectives and choose them in Truck Simulator. In X-Plane, you make your own objectives up, fly from A to B. So it's completely your own pace, but I think I'm enjoying that kind of passive objective and challenge quite a lot. And although, of course, flying a plane requires a bit more concentration, I also just like, I guess, the relaxation aspect of any trucking or flying in VR with decent controllers. It is meditational. Well, for the first time in a long time, some traffic ahead. I'm not going to try and overtake it, I'll just end up crashing one way or another. I'll take my time. In fact, let's see kind of how far I've got to go, because, yeah, I'm only 50 miles, 49 miles away from Elko, so an hour and 7 minutes of simulation time, which is almost nothing in the game time. So really, I'm just a few minutes away from the destination. Now, one thing I haven't tried since I started VR, American Truck Simulator, I always used to try the option where you have to very accurately park the trailer up. I never choose the I'm busy, just dump it option. They're usually number 2. But I do at some point want to get a bit more used to this, such that I go back to using that harder option of dumping the truck off again. At the moment, I just feel like getting back on the road. So, yeah, I can't be bothered just yet. The force feedback on the Logitech wheel's pretty good. I enjoy how it feels when I turn the corners. I have to admit, I did turn some of the engine rumbling down, you know, the constant shake it's a very mechanical shake rather than more of a soft vibration making its way through to the wheel, and I didn't like that, so I dampened that a little bit. When the truck changes gear, I still feel a little bit of that, and of course if I just go off the side of the road, I let it shake there and then. But that's pretty much the force feedback that I have and the steering. But it does feel nice. I like the fact that the wheel feels nice and tight and just has that resistance as I turn. I remember the first force feedback wheel. I watched a YouTube video the other day on history of force feedback wheels or force feedback in games or something. I can't remember quite what it was, but there was the Microsoft force feedback wheel, and I vaguely remember having one of those somehow. I don't know whether I borrowed it or I guess had one at work or something like that. I have a feeling that I came across it because it was broken or something, and I fixed it and got it working again. And I may have just thrown it away eventually, in part because I moved, but I guess the other side of it was, I'll be honest, I just hated the damn thing. It really didn't feel that good. Those early generation force feedback wheels used to make a lot of noise, used to do a lot of clunking, and I just never got into it. Plus, the games were just not as good back then. This kind of simulation software just wasn't to this kind of standard nowadays. Felt more of a game. So, it was in many ways, every game was tuned to play much better with a joystick, a mouse, or a controller. So the wheels just weren't there. I did own a wheel for a console probably about 15 years ago. It was a Logitech wheel. I don't remember what games I played with it. I used to plug it into a GameCube, and there wasn't a lot of racing games that really needed a wheel on a GameCube either. And I think it was one of those Momo branded ones. And I certainly got that from work, because Logitech sent us a load of free stuff at some point, and I ended up just taking one of those home because no one wanted the GameCube ones, because I think I was one of the few people who actually owned a GameCube at the office. But they sent us those because we were working on Crash Team Racing, and we did actually make them work in Crash Team Racing on all those platforms that they sent us for. I don't remember how I got rid of that. I think again I got rid of it because I was moving at some point and I just kind of weren't using it anyway. Let's have a look. Where do you need it? Right around there. That's actually an easy one. I'm still not fucking doing it. Let's just play it safe. Once I've got a bit more used to, driving even these very basic semis around, I shall probably change and flip over to that harder parking. As I say, I used to do the hard parking all the time on the keyboard. And the last trip I did was like there was three different things that I was towing. Oops. Shit. I accidentally pressed the wrong key. Oh, whatever. Oh well, I might as well just quit that and not parked it properly anyway. Still, I got all the money bonuses there that I like. Oh, I get something to spend. Let's do some high value again. And job market. Quick job. Gallup, New Mexico. Really? No. Well, I'll be honest. What I do like to do, even though you can teleport around the big cities and the ones you've opened up, I've just done Elko to Reno, Reno to Eureka. I kept calling Eureka Elko throughout that video, or throughout that drive, but I do like to start off from where I just was, and again, I'm going to open up a few more cities, so something like Santa Cruz does not sound bad because it'll get me down the coast, and obviously that's the highest price per distance, so I'm doing it. Here we go. Let's start this crazy truck up. Oh shit. That's why it's high value cargo. Look in the mirror. Sorry, that's why it's high per mile. It's a longer one. At least it's not one of those triple cargo things. But yeah, when I did that journey, I don't know what happened. It was some kind of... well, let me explain this. Earlier on tonight, I was playing this game in the VR headset. I had the door of the room open. What my son likes to do is creep in and press a button while I'm playing, because I can't see. So all of a sudden, the truck kind of went like that. Anyway, I was unable to figure it out. I steered it correctly and back, and it did that a few times. And then I realised he was there. Anyway, I did what all good dads do near Father's Day. Kind of punched him and told him to piss off. Anyway, an hour later, I was playing again, and it did a similar thing. And went over a concrete barrier. The truck just jumped over this concrete barrier. Yeah, I'm pulling out. Anyway, I immediately took the VR headset off, and it wasn't there. And I have no idea what happened. Headlight usage offense. Oops. Looks like I forgot to put them on. Hey, I sometimes do that in real life. We all do. Still, in real life, other drivers oncoming drivers flash at you, right? Their headlights, not flash at you. So the truck jumped this barrier. All of a sudden, just very quickly skipped to the right. And I wondered, is this a problem with this steering wheel? Is it, a bug? I don't know what it was. I had to use the F7 and, use the emergency services to come and give us a tow to the nearest repair place. And the repair place with a, I guess, triple articulation, 3 trailers, was not big enough. So I couldn't kind of turn out of it that well, and I ended up getting stuck, so I had to call the repair guy out again even though I was in, or call the breakdown services out, even though I was in the repair centre to reposition me. Anyway, what I did, you know, it had parked me right in front of this fence, facing this fence, and the exit was just to the left, you know, at 90 degrees to the left. But there was a gap in this fence just to the left as well that went into this parking lot. So how I got out of this was I just went into the parking lot, did a full turn to the right, and managed to line up all the articulations and go the correct, I guess, go straight through the little narrow booth exit thing out of the repair centre, and I mean, it just worked fine at that point. So no big deal, but yeah, I lost a bit of money spending it on truck repairs and emergency services, but I haven't seen anything else like that since. And I've just realised I'm driving like an old man sometimes, which I kind of do in real life, really. Never in a rush to get anywhere, but isn't that one of the beautiful things about trucking in American Truck Simulator? You can do that. Can you imagine being a real life truck driver where you are limited by law as to the amount of hours you can drive each day, the speed that you can drive, and the pressure of being limited by those systems, but also delivering something across the country in 3 or 4 days? I think that'd be a very stressful job, a much different experience to Truck Simulator. But yeah, what might seem like a non-stressful job in Truck Simulator, I think is probably more stressful in real life, especially for the rookie drivers. But I do remember moving house across the country once, west coast to east coast, and the truck driver set off. The removal company came, packed the truck up. The truck driver set off. House was empty. We spent a couple of hours cleaning it, and then set off ourselves in the vehicle we were driving across the country. And we thought we would catch him up and overtake him. Of course, we have no idea whether he was going to take the same route as us, so we didn't know. We didn't expect that we would see him or anything like that. But lo and behold, I think about 3 days into the journey, he gave us a call and he said he was going to be passing through the destination in a couple of hours. And were we nearly there? And we were 2 days away from the destination. Now, it was snowing for half the journey. I'm pretty sure he was more experienced at snow driving than us. And, you know, with his big truck and his big snow chains on, one could argue much easier getting over some of those passes. But even so, he ended up doing his next job. They unloaded all our stuff in a depot. He then went on to Boston and then moved someone to Boston to a similar area to where we were moving to, and then he came up and picked our stuff. And I mean, it just amazed me that someone could fit that much driving and removals work in the time we managed to just completely fail to get across the country. It was a 5-day drive for us. And some of those were, I think I did 880 miles on one day. I've actually done longer drives since. I do know that. I think I've done 1,000-mile drives since, but yeah, the goal for me when I do that kind of driving is get up early, set off early, and try and get the distance that you intended to get through as quickly as possible throughout the day. You don't have to speed. Obviously, you drive kind of near the speed limit, but there is nothing more of a good feeling when you get to your destination in the middle of the afternoon and you know that you can pull into a motel, you can use the swimming pool if it's got a swimming pool, or some shit like that. You can get a real good dinner down here and you'll get to bed at a decent enough time so that you've had a good rest, and when you get up the next day you feel really refreshed. We always used to do, I guess, a couple of hours driving before we'd pick up breakfast on the go, so we'd tend not to stop that much. Bathroom break every 2 hours and pick up munchies and things like that, but yeah, we'd get moving straight away to get ahead of the curve for the day. And we'd get to our destination early and have spare time. And frankly, that's the only way I could ever manage long distance driving. I couldn't be a trucker, really. It's just one of those things. Well, I went through Ukiah there. I have been to Ukiah. I flew a Piper Arrow from Livermore to Ukiah. Actually, it wasn't the Arrow, was it? Or was it? I can't remember. It might have been a Cessna 172. It was instrument training, I think. So yeah, I flew it without looking out the window from Livermore into Ukiah and did what they call an instrument approach into Ukiah, but that's the only time I've been, if you can call a quick landed and turn around of an aircraft at Ukiah a trip there. But hey, at least if you've been there, you know how to pronounce the town name right. If I'd have never done that trip, I'd have been like, what's that? Ukiah or Ukiah? I'm streaming on Twitch as well as saving this broadcast to put on YouTube as well. So there's a little bit of horsepower in my PC going into that, but I have to admit, driving along in the dark here, I kind of feel like a midnight radio show host or something. You have tuned in to Jezlock FM. We're on the road tonight, Eureka, to Santa Cruz, delivering some stuff that I didn't pay attention to. How's your day been? Call me after this hit. Yeah, whatever. The equivalent of call me in Twitch is, of course, the chat window, but given I'm in VR goggles, I can't even see it anyway. I do occasionally look up. Well, when you see me look up like that, I'm actually lifting it up just to look at the chat. Actually, sometimes I'm genuinely looking up, but yeah, when you see that, that's typically what I'm doing, because if people have said something, I do want to talk back, especially if they've said something offensive. I want to offend them back, right? I'll be here all night. Jezlock FM. turning off. What are we turning off to? San Rafael, San Francisco, the 101. Yeah, this is the road I drove from Vancouver to Bay Area when I moved. I thought it was the 101, just couldn't remember. I've not lived in the Bay Area for 9 years. I was like, was it the 101? But anyway, I thought, well, yeah, I'm not sure. Is that a big donut over there, or a big kind of... Wow. Sorry if I'm moving my head too fast. But again, it is kind of cool just to be able to do that. The look around at VR. And you know, I was kind of saying that I think American Truck Simulator doesn't have the best graphics earlier. In many ways, I like the night driving because it doesn't need as good graphics. And just that area that I went through there, can't see it now, but there was that lovely moonlit mountainscape in the background. And that was really cool. Just looks nice. In the daylight, it looks a bit kind of, well, not the best textures possible. I wonder where I am. I wonder if this is the tunnel before the Golden Gate Bridge. Could I really be that close? I guess I could, 117 miles. I think it is, actually. No, I could have been mistaken. It's way too close. Oh, it is. Shit, you can see it right in front of me. So that's just at the Sausalito side of the bay. And this is the first time I've done Golden Gate in VR in American Truck Simulator. I did give it a look at in X-Plane the other week, but yeah, this is kind of pretty to look at. Really does feel like going over the bridge. Can I see Alcatraz? Oops, I don't want to piss the copper off. I haven't used cruise control on this leg at all. Let me do that. And then I won't get caught speeding. I used to hate going across this toll booth at the end of this bridge in real life. It quickly narrowed, you know, coming onto the bridge, it would go from 6 lanes to 3 lanes, just like that, and you would be so upset about it. And I have no idea if I'm in the wrong lane or anything here, but whatever. Yeah, toll paid by employer, that's good. But yeah, all these vehicles that had been converging. Oh, that was the cop car, wasn't it? Shit. I'm surprised I didn't get pulled there. But yeah, all those vehicles converging just like that. I would hate it. It's just like 3 lanes, too many toll booths. Here's all these toll booths. Right, back down to 2 lanes now. It's crazy. Although I was very good at getting on the Bay Bridge. I used to do that every day, so I got used to all the lanes that collapse down. And I actually figured from driving every day, I actually figured what the best lanes were to be in at each stage. Oh shit. Crap. Hang on. in real life, a truck wouldn't get caught up like that. Yeah, I knew that had happened. Well, let's just say that that's because I've got the big load, isn't it? And I'm on the narrow lanes, so I'm not paying attention to the load I've got. But given I didn't actually get caught or fined for bumping into that police car back there, I would say I deserve that one, and I'll take it. Thank you very much. Oh, that's my excuse. Too much casual talk leads to not paying attention, right? I really am a good driver. No, I'm not. Always used to like this area of San Francisco. It's actually all built on like a soft mud type thing. There was always this theory that if there's another earthquake, all these properties are just going to crumble because of that. But this is why, well, look at the location. San Francisco, waterfront. It's only rich people live down here. For some reason, those people don't care about that kind of thing. Maybe they can afford to lose a house, or at least afford the crazy insurance premiums for it. But yeah, I always liked the area, and I think these guys who made this game have done quite a nice job capturing the style of houses that are in this area. This looks to me like it's supposed to be a model of Fisherman's Wharf area now. Yes, it is. I know that because there's a bloody great parking lot like the one we just went, and you know, that's Fisherman's Wharf. But even more of a giveaway is the pier building over there in blue, where the aquarium is. You know, in real life it would have taken me 15-20 minutes to drive from the bridge down here. Maybe less, actually. But it's amazing how they recreate a condensed version of the city, and they do a good enough job at it that I can actually recognise some aspects of it. I did actually decide to just go ahead with that. I thought I'd get away with that, but I was probably going too slow really to expect to jump that. That's the Ferry Terminal where the tower is, and Market Street is right in front of the terminal, and I guess goes over there. I used to walk down Market Street every day for about 6 years. I'd get off the BART train just down there. They were fun times. I really enjoyed living in this town, but way too expensive. Well, that's the thing. I didn't live in this town. When I first came to San Francisco, I lived in San Bruno, which is just the other side of South San Francisco. It wasn't too far out, and that was a great area to live. But eventually we moved out to the East Bay and moved into a proper house rather than an apartment. You twat. I thought he was going to pull out on me then. It's like, really? You're not on green, piss off. I used to love it when I had my bicycle downtown. Sometimes I'd bring it on the train with me to to commute into downtown. And the freedom of riding your bicycle around San Francisco in your lunch hour was just awesome. It's a really nice way of getting around this city and just enjoying some of these real lovely areas. But I do remember very specifically riding the bike around this area once. I think it won't surprise me if this goes on to Townsend Street. And do we get a bit of a look at the ballpark? What is this? I mean, that don't look like a ballpark. But I'm interested in what it actually is. I'm gonna get another fine. Nope. Got away with that one. Hell knows how. Yeah, this is coming out onto more of the South San Francisco area now, I think. Well, how about I use the cruise control? Cheat a little bit here. Well, it's not cheating, it's meant for that, right? But I am fed up with the car in front getting in the way. But hey, it looks like the speed limit's up, so it's moving faster. And that looks like, is that the Candlestick Point area where the old football ground was? And behind the trees definitely is what they'd call San Bruno Mountain. There's a road coming up. Is this 380? Be interested to see if it is. It looks like there's no turn off though. Yeah, it'd be if it was a 380, it'd be a turn off. Oh, and actually it goes over the road, look. Well, this looks to me like it's simulating the idea that you leave San Francisco, go past San Bruno Mountain, and take the 380 turn off onto the 280, because it's for sure not this rural on the 101. Santa Cruz, exit 1 mile. Wow, I'm actually at Santa Cruz already. Yeah, my guess this is meant to really be the 280 or something. Oh look, fuel's red. It always just gives you enough, doesn't it? That's a good job. I don't worry too much about getting fines at stop signs in this game. Mind you, it is California. Who pays attention to stop signs in California? Well, that was actually really pleasant, that drive, especially because it was night. Press the key. I reach forward, fumble around. Oh shit. I was actually meant to look at all the options then, but whatever, I've already done it. I do like the fact that there's always these dudes milling around in the workshops and things. It does bring it to life a little bit. Oh, I hate it when it does that. I've got to go a little bit further forward again. Slam on the brakes. Press T. Yeah, I hate that kind of fiddling around. It's a lot easier using the keyboard. Well, level 4. I'm still a newbie. Well, let's stick to the plan of going from towns and working my way back round to Salt Lake City tonight. So I probably want to choose... I think I want to choose something a bit nearer. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Just want to unlock that map. And actually, San Diego wouldn't be a bad choice, really. $13,000. I thought I'd got it in. $15K. $13K. Wow, all the way through to St. George. No, I'm not going that far. Santa Maria, a little trip first. Yeah, I can do that. I always turn music down when I'm in the games. I just can't stand it. There's some cool music in games, but it just gets too repetitive to me. Right. What do I have to remember this time? Let me just look. I have to remember the correct key. Fumble around on the steering wheel to put the lamp lights on. And now let me get the wipers off. Now, what kind of cargo am I pulling? Again, I didn't really pay attention to it. Oh, you've got to be kidding. If you cannot stop moving, maybe differential lock could help you. I'm actually just fumbling. This is one thing about this. When you end up doing that, I have to press the buttons on the wheel to reverse, and I end up having to fumble around if the wheel's at kind of an angle. Is that going to make it? Yes. Hopefully I'm not going to do the same thing on that lamppost, that signpost there. Good, good. See, that's why I'm not a truck driver in real life. Oh, there's a question mark. What am I about to discover? Is it a truck shop? Something like that? Can I buy a truck from there at some point? You have discovered a recruitment agency in Santa Cruz, of all places. Always fun working on a new game and rediscovering everything. Let's go. I actually need a drink in real life. I'm just gonna slowly fumble around for my can. Right, and then I'm gonna feel for the opening. Oh, that's better. Obviously I can't see that can. I have to be careful to put it where I'm not going to knock it over. Oh shit. Again, lack of concentration does that things. That kind of thing, that's what you get when you take a drink. But hell, I needed that drink. Back on the 101. Cut the truck off. Nice. A fairly short trip this. All things considered. I think I will have a couple of minutes just driving, not talking, switch the mic off. Just temporarily. I'll probably take a few more drinks. Well, good morning. Jezlock FM. Oh, I'm back down 55 now. I was actually tuning that for cruise control just then if you didn't figure it out. Let's do the same again. Damn California and its lower speed limits than the rest of the country. Kind of like Nevada's interstate for that. It's like got these patches where it's 75 and 80. It's really cool. Still, there's nothing like a good day's trucking at the speed limit. Cool little farm over there. Really? 55? What was I just saying? I'm now bored of the speed limit. No, it's okay. Hey, look at that train bridge over there. That's cool. There's always something to look at, isn't there? They just put enough here, you know. Little train bridge here and there, or something stupid like that. And then when there's nothing, a helicopter flies over. It just kind of keeps it interesting enough. I mean, look at those pylons for electric wires. They're so interesting. No, they're not. I just feel the force feedback telling me I'm just verging on the right side of the road. Here and there. That's funny. Oh, bloody hell, it's midnight nearly for me. I have no idea. I've got to teach scuba diving in the morning, so I've got to get up, set up the scuba site, or get out, load the car, get to the scuba site, set all that stuff up. So, for some reason, I thought it was about 10 o'clock. And I might make it all the way around back to Utah tonight. That's not going to happen. I think I'll have to call it a night in a few minutes and go and turn in and try and get the sleep. It's a shame. Just enjoying doing this. If I wasn't doing the scuba tomorrow, I'd probably just stay up till about 4 a.m. in the morning doing this. I like those long gaming sessions into the early hours nowadays, especially on products like this. They're so easy. I have to check my email before I end the day as well. I appear to be caught up in flame wars at the moment with this angry man. It's to do with the homeowners association. And I guess he and I disagree with something, about something. But that guy is a real know-it-all and a nuisance, busybody nuisance. Of course, the emails have been pretty much me telling him that in some ways, but wow, what a dick. Nice scenery again. Very nice scenery. America's Salad Bowl. That's what they used to call that area south of San Jose and Santa Cruz, where they farm all the lettuce and greens and shit like that. The Salinas area. I mean, we'll be well south of that by now, but it actually just made me think then about that when with all the crops by the side of the road. 37 mile, 50 minutes, really not long, not far to go now. And then I'll see if I've got some more hate mail. Nice little beach area. Kind of reminds me of the fictional equivalent area in Grand Theft Auto, actually. Really love that west coast side of Grand Theft Auto 5. Of course, it's an island in Grand Theft Auto 5, rather than the LA area. But it is really, really cool. Just looks so beautiful with those beach houses in Grand Theft Auto 5. Really well modelled, really well done. Kind of how I'd like this game to look in many ways. Right, where so we are gonna turn left. Dude, come on, turn. Oh. Now I'm stuck in the middle. Yep, I had to brake because of that dude. And once you've lost your momentum, it's hard to get out of there quick enough. Whatever. There seemed to be a bit of confusion with the traffic. Oh, shit, I just saw that coming at the last minute. Just looked in the wing mirror and saw, oh shit, I'm gonna clip that. Oh, really? Oh. And all the traffic's gonna get backed up now because of me. I'm probably gonna ram into someone any minute now. What I want is this car to get out of the way. Let's pick up in front. I guess I'm in his way. In real life, I'd stick my hand out the window. I'm looking at the steering wheel and where the buttons are. That's right, that's what I wanted you to do. That's what you get. Double Arctic. Right. There is my destination. Let's take this one nice and wide as well. Is it a double or is it just long? It's just long. Right. Confirm. Let's see if I can get this time, because I really am having a bunch of accuracy problems with the VR mode. Much easier with the keys. In fact, I tell you what, I might, if I keep having this problem, I might actually switch to keys. Is that it? Oh look, did it fine. Great. Well, we've earned some more money. We're building money up quite nicely. It says I'm an enthusiast now. I'll add another long distance and apply that. And yeah, I'm probably afford a truck with that. I'm not sure it's the right time to buy one. Okay, I'm going to call it a night just there. Thanks for watching.